Every day, we say goodbye to remarkable individuals, actors, activists, leaders, and pioneers who shaped the world in their own way. From legendary entertainers to dedicated public servants, their legacies will never be forgotten. Stay with us as we celebrate their lives, their achievements, and the impact they left behind. And if you appreciate these tributes, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more. Number 1. Leslie Charleson. For nearly 5 decades, Leslie Charleson wasn't just an actress, she was a legend. Whether you grew up watching General Hospital or just heard about the Quartermaine family's wild drama, you probably know her as the fierce, iconic, and sometimes messy Dr. Monica Quartermaine. Today, we remember the woman behind the role and the legacy she leaves behind. Born in Kansas City, Missouri in 1945, Leslie Charleson started acting in the 60s, grinding her way through soap operas like Love is a Many Splendid Thing before landing her career-defining role as Monica in 1977, where she starred in over 2,000 episodes. Monica was a powerhouse. Whether she was calling the shots at the hospital, navigating insane Quartermaine family feuds, or surviving several affairs and scandals, she always brought the drama. And Leslie, she made sure every single moment was unforgettable. On screen, Leslie was just as beloved. General Hospital producer Frank Valentini called her the matriarch of the cast and crew. She had a wicked sense of humor, a heart of gold, and a work ethic that kept her going even when life threw challenges her way. Unfortunately, in recent years, Leslie faced serious health struggles. She dealt with arthritis, asthma, atrial fibrillation, and normal pressure hydrocephalus, basically a condition where too much fluids build up in the brain, affecting movement and memory. On top of that, she suffered a series of falls, which led to her using a walker and eventually stepping away from General Hospital in 2023. Then, on January 12, 2025, Leslie passed away at the age of 79. At first, reports simply said she died after a long illness, but now we know the cause. She suffered from sequelae of blunt head trauma, basically the long-term effects of a serious head injury. It's heartbreaking, but let's be real. Leslie Charleson lived a fulfilling life. She brought her A-game to every role, won 4 Daytime Emmy Awards, and cemented her place as one of soap opera's greatest icons. Even after all these years, fans still talk about her storylines, her talent, and her undeniable screen presence. Number 2. Clifford Davis. Some people don't just live through history, they change it. Judge Clifford Davis was one of those people. A civil rights attorney, a trailblazing judge, and a man who spent his life fighting for justice. His legacy will live on far beyond his death on February 15, 2025, at the age of 100. He was born in 1924 in Wilton, Arkansas, a time when segregation was the law of the land. Opportunities for black students were few, but Davis refused to let that define his future. After facing discrimination at the University of Arkansas Law School, he earned his law degree from Howard University in 1949, and then he went to work not just in a courtroom, but on the front lines of the fight for equality. In 1956, Davis filed a lawsuit that should have integrated Mansfield public schools. The court ruled in his favor, but the reality was far different. White students and angry moms kept black students out of their classrooms. It was a victory on paper, but not yet in practice. He worked alongside Thurgood Marshall on the landmark Brown v. Board of Education case, a Supreme Court ruling that changed America forever, making school segregation unconstitutional. Davis didn't stop fighting. In 1959, another lawsuit forced Fort Worth schools to integrate, and he didn't stop there. He formed the Fort Worth Black Bar Association, mentoring young black attorneys and paving the way for future leaders. In 1983, he made history again, becoming the first black judge elected in Tarrant County. And over the years, the honors kept coming. The Blackstone Award, the National Bar Association Hall of Fame, and, in a twist of fate, an honorary law degree from the very school that once tried to keep him out. Judge L. Clifford Davis lived through an era of segregation, but he never stopped pushing toward a future of equality. He wasn't just a lawyer, he wasn't just a judge. He was a fighter, a mentor, a history maker, and his impact will be felt for generations to come. Number 3, Carol Doherty. She dedicated her life to education, advocacy, and public service, a fighter for teachers, students, and families. But on February 15, 2025, we lost Carol Doherty, a leader whose legacy will be felt for generations. Born in Fall River, Massachusetts in 1942, Carol Doherty was the daughter of immigrants from Madeira and Cape Verde. From an early age, she believed in the power of education, first as a student, then as a teacher. She spent years in the classroom shaping young minds before taking her passion beyond the four walls of school. Beyond the four walls of a school. She became president of the Massachusetts Teachers Association, where she fought for the rights of educators and fair policies for students. This was just the beginning of a lifetime of advocacy. Dorothy's path into politics wasn't easy. She ran for state representative in 1988 and lost. In 1992, she tried again, coming within 82 votes of victory. Then, in 2020, after more than 3 decades of advocacy, her moment finally came. With incumbent Shauna O'Connell leaving her House seat to become Taunton's mayor, Carol stepped up. She won the special Democratic primary against businessman Muzi Nazir and defeated Republican Kelly Dooner in the general election. At 78 years old, she was sworn into office as the state representative for the 3rd Bristol District. At an age when most people are thinking of retirement, Carol was stepping up. She took office during a public pandemic, fighting to protect schools, ensure funding, and advocate for those who needed it most. She was a voice for the voiceless, serving on communities that addressed climate change, disabilities, and public welfare. Even in her final days, she fought for greater transparency in retirement plans for public workers. When the news of her passing broke, the outpouring of love was immediate. House Speaker Ronald Mariano called her a fierce advocate and a kind soul. Her colleagues described her as passionate, unwavering, and dedicated to the very end. If her story inspires you, consider supporting education initiatives, advocating for public policy, or simply giving back to your community. That's what Carol would have wanted. Number 4, Biff Wiff. Let's say goodbye to an incredible character actor, a man who made us laugh, a man who brought heart to every scene he was in. Biff Wiff, known for his unforgettable roles in I Think You Should Leave, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Jury Duty, has passed away at the age of 68. Biff was a true working actor, one of those faces you recognized immediately, even if you didn't always know his name. His career spanned nearly 40 years, with roles in Roseanne, Desperate Housewives, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But for many of us, he will always be the hilariously unhinged Santa from I Think You Should Leave, a performance that became a fan favorite overnight. His impact on the show was so big that Tim Robinson, the co-creator and star of I Think You Should Leave, paid tribute to Biff on Instagram, sharing a heartfelt message that says it all. Behind the scenes, Biff was battling recurring cancer. A GoFundMe was set up by friends to help with his medical expenses, and in a touching moment last year, he shared how much the support meant to him. In his words, "I just couldn't believe this kind of support would come my way." Even in his final years, Biff kept working. In 2024, he starred in a music video for the brand Drug Church, proving that his energy and talent never wavered. So let's take a moment to appreciate the legacy of Biff Wiff, a character actor who turned small roles into something special, who made us laugh when we needed it most, and who will be missed dearly by fans and fellow actors alike. Rest in peace, Biff. You truly left your mark. Number 5. Frank S. Turner. Today, we celebrate the life and legacy of a trailblazer, a mentor, and a public servant, Frank S. Turner, a man whose work in the Maryland House of Delegates and his dedication to education left an indelible mark on his community. Born in Mount Pleasant, New York in 1947, Frank Turner grew up with a passion for education and justice. He attended North Carolina Central University, earning his bachelor's and later a law degree. From an early age, he knew that knowledge was power, and he dedicated his life to empowering others. In 1995, Turner made history as the first African American elected to represent Howard County in the Maryland General Assembly. He spent over 2 decades serving District 13, championing policies that impacted education, gaming oversight, and economic development. His work on the Ways and Means Committee, particularly as the chair of the Gambling Subcommittee, helped shape Maryland's financial landscape. He believed in creating opportunities for those often overlooked, whether it was securing funding for Blendair Park, pushing for affordable higher education, or working to reopen the Harriet Tubman School as a cultural center. He fought for inclusivity and community enrichment. For over 40 years, he taught business law at Morgan State University, mentoring generations of students. Even after retiring from the legislature, his commitment to education continued as a trustee at Howard Community College. Frank Turner's passing on February 14, 2025 marked the end of an era, but his impact will be felt for generations. Leaders like Delegate Vanessa Atterbury and County Executive Calvin Ball remember him as a mentor, a guiding force in Maryland politics, and a man of integrity. Number 6. Alice Hirson. A woman whose career spanned over 7 decades, bringing warmth, depth, and authenticity to every role she played, we remember Alice Hirson today. From daytime dramas to primetime classics, Alice left a lasting impact on television and film. Join us as we celebrate her journey and the incredible mark she made on Hollywood. Born Alice C. Thorsell on March 10, 1929 in New York City, Alice's journey into acting began on the off-Broadway stage. She had a natural presence, captivating audiences with her performances in productions like Traveler Without Luggage and The Investigation. Her talent soon led her to the golden era of television, where she made her debut on classic anthology series such as Hallmark Hall of Fame and Starlight Theater. For soap opera fans, Alice was a familiar face. From 1969 to 1970, she graced the edge of night as Stephanie Martin. She later played Marcia Davis on Another World and its spin-off Somerset. But it was her role as Eileen Riley Siegel on One Life to Live from 1972 to 1976 that truly cemented her status in the world of daytime television. Her compelling performances brought depth and heart to every scene. Alice seamlessly transitioned to primetime television, where she became a household name. As Mavis Anderson on the legendary CBS drama Dallas, she played a trusted friend and confidant to Miss Ellie Ewing. In the 90s, she stole our hearts as Lois Morgan, Ellen DeGeneres' on-screen mother in the groundbreaking sitcom Ellen. She also made memorable appearances on Full House, Murphy Brown, and Seventh Heaven, portraying Jenny Jackson, the beloved mother of Annie Camden. Alice had a unique ability to bring warmth and wisdom to her roles, making us feel like she was a part of our own families. Alice Hirson passed away on February 14, 2025 at the age of 95. Tributes from colleagues and fans poured in, including a heartfelt message from General Hospital star Chris McKenna, who shared Alice's final words, "It's nice to have an audience, and indeed, Alice, you always will." Number 7. Kevin Major Howard. Kevin Major Howard, an actor, photographer, and a man who left an unforgettable mark on Hollywood and beyond. His presence on screen was striking, his passion undeniable. He was best known as Rafterman in Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece Full Metal Jacket, a role that solidified his place in cinematic history, depicting the harsh realities of war through the lens of a combat photographer. But his career spanned beyond just one iconic film. He appeared in numerous films and television shows, sharing the screen with Hollywood legends like Clint Eastwood. His rugged charm and intensity made every role memorable. After stepping away from acting, Kevin found a second passion: photography. He became one of Hollywood's most sought-after headshot photographers, capturing the faces of the industry's rising stars. His keen eye and attention to detail helped shape the careers of many aspiring actors. But beyond Hollywood, Kevin dedicated himself to giving back. He was a proud supporter of the armed forces, using his platform to uplift and honor those who served. His kindness and generosity were known by many, and his contributions extended far beyond the entertainment industry. On February 14, 2025, Kevin Major Howard passed away at the age of 69 after weeks of battling respiratory issues, a loss felt deeply by those who knew and admired him.